Big up Jack. Jack says I went was kind of what you would expect from him. Okay, cool. Big up Jack. Big up Jack, dead in the hype. It wasn't that great. Big up Jack out here, dead in the fucking hype. Big up Jack out here, dead in the fucking hype. Continuing on for the club stuff, I actually wanted to mention this quickly because I want to make sure everybody's aware of this, because I want to give this place all the love possible, because it looks like it might be one of the next goated venues to go and check out. So DVS1 is performing at this nightclub called Open Ground in Wuppertal in Germany. It's built up to be one of the best clubs up and coming nowadays. Everyone's saying the sound system might be as good, if not better, than berghain. You know, it's got a lot of love and attention put behind it, a lot of good people behind it also. The scene around it seems to be bubbling and burgeoning as well, and it seems to be a new fresh place to go to that isn't Berlin. I'm not sure about you guys out there who are fans of techno tourism like I am, but you know, I'm getting tired of going to places like Fold and Berghain all the fucking time. I'm bored of it. I go there all the fucking time. So if there's an excuse to go to somewhere fresh and new, I will go. There's that place in Manchester I actually need to go check out that everyone kind of speaks very highly of. I think that the place that what's their name again? I think that Blashat Play Out or something. I forgot the name of it. But there's a few venues outside of London and outside the regular ones that I want to go check out. And if there's a good one to go and see that is outside of the usual key cities when it comes to nightlife and shit, I'm going to go and check them out. So I want to give Open Ground a check. And I have seen they've got a Freddie K event happening very soon. They've got an event happening with DVS1 happening as well soon. So most likely in the next few months, apart from, you know, instead of going to my usual Berlin thing every month, I might actually opt to go to Open Ground and see what I'll go on. So Open Ground are having DVS1 playing, and I think they've got Freddie 1. I think Freddie K is playing the week before, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really too sure. Let me actually check it out in here. But I think Freddie K plays very, very, very soon as well. So you've got him playing. So you've got, what's his face? DVS1 playing in November. Let's scroll down here. Oh, look, you've also got big up my guy Daniel Wang. Daniel Wang is playing on the 14th of September as well. A CSDA Wuppertal and Annex. Daniel Wang's playing there alongside Ellie Andrews, Gas Ball, and someone called John K. You got Blauan playing also soon, the 21st of September. Let's scroll down. Fadi Moham's playing there. F. Dimin playing there, who I'm a big fan of. DJ Pete, one of the best DJs ever, personally for me, also playing very, very soon on the 5th or the 10th. Who else is playing here? You got Elijah and Jams playing there. Big up UK Stand Up. You got Josie Rebel again. Big up UK Stand Up as well. She's playing there soon. You got Tasha, another UK representative. Big up Ben Sims. DVS1 playing on the 8th of the November. And I think the Freddie K event is at the end of November. So Freddie K and Tasha, 29th of November. And then you've got DVS1 playing on the 8th of November. So I'm really curious. I'm really eager to go and check it out. Well, talking about being eager to check it out, what do you look at this? Electronic Beats, one of my favorite actually dance music websites and news platforms. I'm not too sure what happened to it lately. They've not really been the best, but in the past when I was kind of reading articles and trying to get myself as much, you know, educated and knowledgeable of the scene as possible, Electronic Beats was a really good place to go and check out articles, especially when it comes to, you know, Berlin specific sort of things and events. I think I might have discovered what Cocktail d'Amour was, the party collective and shit, based on an article I think that Daniel Wang wrote for Telecom Electronic Beats back in the day. They've also got a really good YouTube that you should check out as well. Really cool YouTube series and interviews and shit that they do. What's in My Bag, I think they do as well. They do a thing about, you know, trying to spot what tunes are and name them before the beat sounds out. So definitely go check them out. They've got an actual video here on the inside of Open Ground. I'm gonna go check out. I think some of it's been subtitled, so unfortunately if you're not listening to this you won't actually hear. I don't want to just transcribe the whole thing, but it has been subtitled so you can actually kind of read and kind of, you know, see what they're talking about here, because I think most of it will be in German. But I'm curious to hear some of the background behind Open Ground and why it exists and how it exists. So big up Telecom Electronic Beats. I'll put the link in the description to check out as well. It says inside Open Ground, a very interesting new club with an incredible sound system. So let's play this. Let's get this full screen and let's hear what the Open Ground people have to say about their club and why they're around.
Die Stadt heißt Wuppertal, aber wir sind in der Mitte von Europa. Aus Köln, aus Düsseldorf, aus dem Ruhrgebiet ist man innerhalb von 30 bis 40 Minuten hier. Amsterdam, Brüssel sind 2,5 Stunden. Berlin ist 4 Stunden Zugfahrt. Die Idee.
That's pretty cool, isn't it, right? Berlin's a 4-hour train ride. That's one of the great things about being in a landlocked place like Europe in general. Like techno tourism in Europe, like if you live in, that's why I think in the end, in the future, I will definitely do a thing where I get a property here in the UK and here in Europe. Definitely somewhere here in the Europe. Well, in the UK, I'll definitely have to get one. I've spent way too much time here. I have to fucking put my flag in the ground. Most likely, it'll have to be outside of London because, you know, London house prices are fucking crazy. So probably have to be somewhere like Manchester or something. But I definitely would like to get a property in Europe, even if I can't stay there all year round based on visas. It's really great because I missed out and I didn't have the ability because I never did the whole Erasmus thing or, you know, traveling around Europe when I was in uni or whatever. But from what I've heard, like traveling around Europe on train is incredible. It's an incredible experience. There's so many great sleeper trains. They're very fairly priced, very cheap in some places. And you get to visit some really cool, interesting, far-flung places on train that you probably would never get to see if you weren't traveling around on a train anyway. And it opens up Europe in a completely different way. So I really, really want to go. So that's part of the plan. Eventually get a place here in the UK and get a place in Europe so I can kind of balance both of them. But definitely to do the whole like techno tourism thing around Europe would be fucking sick, and visit places I probably would never check out, like places like Poland and shit, just to kind of see what I want.
Einen Club zu betreiben hatte ich schon lange, immer so ein bisschen. Es kam eigentlich so, dass die Stadt selber einen alten Tiefbunker reaktivieren wollte, um dort ein Projekt zu starten. Und an Nummer 1 Platz stand es, einen Club zu machen. Und das ist zu mir und meinem Bruder rübergekommen und dann ging die Idee los. Als erstes habe ich meinen Freund Mark Ernestus in Berlin gefragt, für den ich lange...
Okay, so it's a brother duo. It's two brothers that are behind it from what he's explaining. And they've always wanted to have their own club. And then an opportunity came up to take over this bunker and then, hey, here we are, there's the club.
Gearbeitet habe. Der erste Gedanke war in Wuppertal schwierig, aber der zweite Gedanke war, wir sind in Nordrhein-Westfalen, wir haben einen riesen Ballungsraum und vielleicht eine ganz gute Idee. Und dann daraus entwickelt hat sich dann der Gedanke, man muss alles dafür tun, einen guten Sound im Raum zu erzeugen, weil das ist das, was uns auch früher immer in anderen Clubs gestört hat, dass der Sound nicht gut war. Also der Anspruch, einen guten Sound zu machen, war ganz am Anfang und war das wesentliche Merkmal. Und direkt damit verbunden auch die Tatsache, dass wir hier keinen normalen Techno-Club machen wollten, sondern einen Club, der sehr breit im Musikalischen aufgestellt ist.
You know what's really incredible about Germany and other places that aren't the UK? Imagine having a luxury where your only focus when you're making a club is making sure the sound is impeccable. In the UK, we have so many hurdles you have to jump over, from like local councils, police, neighbors, gentrification in general, rising rents, all these sort of things, noise pollution laws, so many hurdles, so many things you have to address before you even get down to the issue of like, how does my club sound? But in Europe, you can focus on the sound of your club and then sort of like build up from there. Here you have to worry about some other shit. That's why most clubs in London in general have shitty sound, because who cares about the sound if you can't even put the volume up to a certain level, or if you're only allowed to put it up to a certain level? Why bother having the best sound system if you're sort of like limited by how high it can go? Whereas in Europe, you can literally have the sound cranked to the point where you can hear it from down the road. But in London, you try and do that. You might do that on opening night, but after that, you'll be completely stopped and banned, and quite quickly your license will be taken away from you if you keep breaking the rules. So I think I realized over time, from my time of going and visiting different places in Europe, because I would always come back from my trips like super pissed off on London. Oh my God, I wish it was like this, wish it was like that. It's like, bro, London is never going to be like these other places, because London is in the UK, and the UK just has different laws, different rules, different vibes, different attitudes towards partying and shit. We're just anti-fun. We are never going to be like these places. We have to make do with what we have, and that's it. And then if we want to have this type of fun, we go to these places, but we can never replicate this here. Never, ever, ever.
Das ist natürlich eine riesenkomplexe Baustelle gewesen, die in Summe 7 Jahre gedauert hat. Das ganz Wesentliche, was wir gemacht haben, ist, wir haben diesen Bunker von der Decke her freigelegt, haben dabei auch noch einen zweiten Raum entdeckt. Das war sehr spannend. Da war plötzlich eine Klappe und ein Loch darunter.
That's pretty cool. It says during the process of digging up the hole or digging around and kind of, you know, doing what needs to be done to build the club, they found another room that turned into another room for the club itself. But it took 7 years to build this club. Shit.
Und unter dem Loch war ein 300 Quadratmeter großer Raum, den wir dann mitnutzen konnten. Und dann ging die Arbeit los, den Bunker eigentlich aufzuschneiden an den Seiten, um den Durchbruch zu machen. Und eben tatsächlich auch in der Decke, im Deckenbereich, haben wir am Ende 100 Klötze rausgesägt. Das war richtig Steinbruch. Über ein halbes Jahr lang haben wir hier grobe Rohbauarbeiten gemacht.
I don't even think they'd let you do this level of construction work in the UK to open a new club. I swear to God. You might have to just like repurpose what's already there. But I really don't think they'd let you like drill and take out literal blocks of cement from the ground to open up this bunk. Like, I don't think so. They'd want you to just occupy the space for the time being, make do what you have, and then in a year's time, some fucking property development company will come through, buy up the space, and turn it into fucking steel and glass co-working spaces with a shitty coffee shop on the ground floor. They wouldn't even let you do all this stuff. Like, honestly, truly remarkable. The amount of, you know, room they give them to actually work and build this club from literally the ground up or from underground and up. It's really cool architectural work, though. There is something that really magical as well about walking downstairs. I think you have it a lot with Fold. You have it with Berghain. Fold has the walking up the stairs thing. Berghain kind of has it too when you go in. But there's something about walking upstairs or walking downstairs that kind of transforms you, innit? I think of even some place like the Alibi in Dawson, my kind of favorite club back in the day, or kind of dive bar that I used to kind of go to all the time. Big up Dino Joe. And that space was magical too, because you'd go through the little door and you'd go down the stairs. Right, you'd pass all the mirrored walls and it kind of transport you into this other world. Even Visions had the same sort of thing. You go down this little, you know, pathway. So maybe as much as it's important to have great sound system and to obviously make sure the space where you dance and shit is great booth, drinks menu, blah blah blah. It probably is just as important the entrance of a club, how you walk into it, how you walk out of it. You know, well, how you walk into it most importantly, and the way it kind of transports you into that space, that's just as important as the sound system, as the space itself.
Der Club ist am Ende genau das geworden, was wir uns vorgestellt haben.
Okay, this is really cool because there's no pictures usually on the inside because they don't let you take pictures. So this is very interesting going forward now because it seems like they are going to give us a full tour of what it looks like on the inside. So those of us who haven't been there will get a chance to see what it looks like on the inside.
Wir haben es sogar geschafft, neben einer großen Lobby und einem direkt anhängenden Raucherbereich, also einem Innenhof, einen kleinen und einen großen Clubraum zu haben. Der kleine Clubraum ca. 100, der große ca. 400.
Oh, that's a perfect space, isn't it? The smaller room has 100 people and the bigger room has 400. That's the perfect amount. This kind of, that 100 room space sort of sounds like Plastic Peoples. Big up Plastic Peoples back in the day. If you know, you know, on Curtin Road. That's such a great space or such a great capacity for like a second room. That's really cool. I love that.
Tanzende, also eine Größe, die genau das ist, was in unserer Vorstellung so ideal ist. Und auch die Lobby als Bereich, wo man sich unterhalten kann, wo man nicht auch noch von dem lauten Sound, der dann in den Nebenräumen nur noch als Brei wahrgenommen wird, gestört wird, sondern der Brei ist halt vorher von der Akustikdämmung eliminiert worden und man kann in der Lobby mit einem
By the way, big up, they're talking about the insulation and, you know, the acoustics being great. But one thing you have to give these guys credit for, and I think it's definitely something that you see a lot in the European clubs as opposed to the UK. I feel like the UK clubs, they don't really like you chilling. They like you to kind of go in, stay on your feet, get a drink, go to the toilet, do your drugs, shit, piss, finger bang a waitress, and then go home. But I think in the European clubs, like, it's actually an experience, like an all day or all weekend thing. So they always have really great chill out areas. And look at this. There's a pitch. There's a section of the video where they've got these amazing, big, really wide wooden benches on the side of the wall, and then in front of them they've got these massive concrete blocks that have little kind of like, I guess, little cushions, little square cushions on the top of them. So you can either sit on the side of the bench or you can sit on these blocks, and you can have different people. It's basically, in a way, it's modular because you can kind of, gather around in little circles. You can face the people on the benches, have their back to them, and be in your little crew together. It makes it opens up people to kind of bump into and say hi as a crew. So I love those areas, because when you're raving all weekend and you're consuming certain things, it's nice to go somewhere where you can kind of just like deregulate and kind of chill a little bit and kind of gather your breath. And they have a good vibe of doing that. In the UK, we don't, because I guess most clubs don't even stay long enough open for you to chill. They only have areas like this, so they don't really have chill out areas at a lot of nightclubs in the UK. I think even Fold might have got rid of theirs. I think the only chill out area in Fold is the smoking area outside. They don't really have one on the inside. No, they do. Sorry, they do. They have a chiller area on the way to the outside. It's like a little cubby bit, but it's not a usual thing in UK clubs. Most UK clubs, you go in, you stand around, you get your drinks and you keep it moving.
Neu eingespielten, leiseren Sound sich sehr gut unterhalten. Das ist eine Qualität, die war uns auch von Anfang an wichtig.
Yo, big up Jack in the chat as well. What are you guys saying here? Oh no, big up Max Cooper as well earlier. What did he say? He said it was full of, this is about Patrick Mason playing at Stone Techno, I guess. No, sorry, playing at the Unfold. Max Cooper, it was full of people from Stone Festival for the first half. Everyone was starstruck by the sound and room. Opera Gas System is lightning is best I've ever seen. Cool toilets too. I'll be honest. Big up Jack. Weekend trip there next year. Somewhere new. We'll try it and check it out if costs are reasonable. Too young to have experienced Visions, but heard a lot about it. Think they've missed the golden years of London. Now the golden years of London are now. Don't ever think you've missed it. The golden years of London are whenever you're around. Whenever you're around experiencing things, those are the golden years of London. Like, go and experience things fully. Go to every rave, go to every venue, as many as you can. Check out what's actually out there, as many different nights, different types of genres or whatever. Experience it all, because you're never gonna repeat this moment again. You can't pine for the past. But the good thing nowadays, I feel like, because especially with flights nowadays, I feel like flight prices have kind of leveled out. I feel like post-pandemic they were crazy high, but flight prices have kind of leveled out now. So you can obviously check out stuff locally here in the UK, London and shit. But if need be, and you want something new and freshen things up, you could always go to places like Amsterdam, Berlin, other parts of Germany like Munich and shit have good clubs as well, like Blitz to go and check out as well. Other countries like France, Italy have great fucking scenes, different festivals and shit. Places like Portugal are popping off, so you can always experience different places. So you can never say you're bored or get kind of tired of the scene. You just got to like open your eyes to different things. But there is, the golden age is always when you're at where you're at right now is always the golden age, I would say. But again, what do I know?
Wir haben hier in Open Ground eine Türpolitik, was ganz typisch bei uns an der Tür ist oder womit ich auch öfters mal anfange, ist erstmal zu fragen, wieso die überhaupt heute Abend da sind, aus welchem Grund. Und öfters mal hören wir auch, dass die genau wegen einem speziellen DJ da sind. Und da merkt man, dass die Leute sich einfach mit der Musik auseinandergesetzt haben.
What a lovely lady. Usually in Berlin clubs, the person that's telling you or doing the door picking is very like aggressive looking, very hard, right? Very scary, let's say. This lady looks very lovely. She's basically saying, yeah, you know, we have a door policy. We just ask you what you're here for, who you're here to see, standard questions, but it doesn't feel like they're going to give you a grilling. It doesn't feel like you're going to get like a techno trivia test before you go in. Just some general questions to gauge, you know, that you know Wagwan, what to expect, who's inside there. I think that's fairly reasonable.
Und das ist uns auch als Club, glaube ich, sehr wichtig, dass es auch um die Künstler geht, um ihre Musik, weil wir auch so unterschiedliche Musikgenres bedienen.
Ich kümmere mich hier ums Booking, also wir sind nicht primär dies oder jene Genre, wir sehen das alles, weil wir auch einen Plattenladen-Hintergrund haben, mehr universell. Also es konzentriert sich natürlich auf elektronische Tanzmusik, in dem Fall, wir mögen Techno, wir mögen Drum Bass.
The only thing I'd say is a little nitpick about Open Ground. I think the visual identity, the branding needs to be changed. I like the kind of like zany cut and paste look of the flyers, but I feel like if you do the flyer text in black and white, then just keep the DJ's faces in black and white too. You know what I mean? Just because I guess you can do it on Photoshop with a filter, or you can just basically, you know, do it the analog way and just scan it in black and white, and then then scan it in black and white and then scan it into a computer and then upload it onto Photoshop, blah blah. You can do it away, but I just don't like the I feel like the flyers black and white and the pictures of DJs in color, and they're all like different types of color because they come from their Instagrams or different shoots. It looks a bit weird. That's the only nitpicky thing I'd say.
UK Bass, House, Disco, Reggae, alles was daran anknüpft eigentlich. Ja. Aufgrund der Tatsache, dass wir 2 Räume haben, ergibt das natürlich eine andere Dynamik auch fürs Booking, wie man was aussucht für welchen Abend, und das gibt uns eine gnädige Situation, dass wir auch ein Kontrastprogramm machen können. Und das ist auf jeden Fall ein Club zum Tanzen, aber es ist auch ein Ort für Konzerte. Also es geht darum, dass Leute zusammen in einem Raum die Erfahrung teilen, diese Musik gemeinsam zu erleben. Diese Momente vergisst man dann einfach nicht, und das ist halt wie so ein Einstieg in was anderes. Und diese Erfahrung dann zusammen zu teilen und Teil davon zu werden für Leute, die daran interessiert sind, das ist halt der Ort dafür hier, für Musikliebhaberinnen.
Unser großer Clubraum heißt Freifeld. Das Wort kommt aus dem akustischen Konzept. Also der Akustiker, der uns das konstruiert und ausgedacht hat, spricht immer von Freifeldsimulation. Das heißt, er löst den Raum akustisch auf. Das heißt, der Raum ist so stark gedämmt an den Wänden und an der Decke, dass alle Frequenzen wieder absorbiert werden.
This whole entire club is fucking premise is about sound, isn't it? Even the rooms are named after, you know, sayings or terms within acoustics and shit. This whole club is about sound. So it's no surprise that everyone is wanking and going crazy over the sound system, because the whole premise of the club is based solely on the sound system. Get the sound system correct and everything else will kind of sort itself out. But that's incredible to see this level of care and attention being put into it. So they must have spent a real lot of money putting this sound system together. It probably wasn't cheap.
Und man eigentlich nur noch den Direktschall hört, und das ist genau das wesentliche Merkmal, was wir hier versucht haben zu schaffen. Ganz wesentlich dabei ist zu wissen, dass tiefe Frequenzen, also Bassfrequenzen, je tiefer sie sind, desto schwerer sind sie wieder aus dem Raum zu absorbieren, und deshalb haben wir...
I'm not gonna lie. I love a good club platform. I think Fold do a good job of it too. That's something that I will definitely implement in the future when I eventually end up opening my own club. I'm a big fan of a platform. I don't know what a platform does for me, but it just gives me that little bit of I don't know. It adds to the fucking vibe of it, especially when everyone on the platform is going fucking crazy and really fucking dancing their faces off. I think berghain have like 3 big blocks in the main room at the back that you can kind of stand on and dance. Fold have that really tight, it's kind of small anyway, it's on the side of the wall where the blinds are, the little platform there with 2 little levels that you can kind of dance on. There's something about a platform, just getting on there kind of brings something out of me, animalistic, that I fucking love on the dance floor. So this little bit at the back here in the club where they've got this raised platform with a bar that you can kind of stand on and watch the DJ play or perform, or just go crazy from the back. That's my jam. That's my jam. You'll definitely be spotting me somewhere around there.
Sehr dicke Schalldämmung, also 40 Zentimeter in den Clubräumen, und haben oben auf der Dämmung noch eine verdichtete Polyesterfaserplatte, und die allein durch ihre Beweglichkeit die Energie aus dem Bass nimmt. Das System funktioniert super, und wir haben einen sehr klaren, aber natürlichen und trockenen Sound in den Räumen. Und dann kommt die Function One ins Spiel, die einen sehr guten Sound produziert und der dann wirklich sehr gut ist, wenn der Raum auch sehr gut ist. Das heißt, beides spielt zusammen.
Tweaking shit like the sound in a nightclub must be so fun, innit? Like spending all day just obsessing about the acoustics of a club must be so fucking fun. Figuring out what the right decibel is, what this is, what, like, it just must be so fun. Just finally, just every day, just fine-tuning it. It must be so fucking fun. Music by Caliber, for those of you who are wondering. what the tune IDs were. So big up Open Ground. Really cannot wait to go check out the club myself. I really want to see it with my own eyes and ears. I'm a big stickler about that, by the way. I think in general, there's a lot of people online, especially when it comes to techno scene, who love to kind of yap and talk and opine about certain things without actually going to see it for themselves. So before you write off a place, or before you say something's overrated or overhyped, blah, 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 go and see it for your own. Form your own opinion, figure out if it's for you or not. And then, of course, if you want to opine and say shit, you can say it's shit, but it comes from like a, you know, an informed place. So I'm definitely gonna go check it out and see what I want.